Okay. Oh man, they really did. Usually we don't finish or start for another like 10 minutes
Yeah,
when
I
they actually
know.
get everyone on server, so that's a bit
Thank,
interesting to see, but hey,
thank
that's
fuck I'm not at
a-okay.
work today.
Yeah. All right, this
Are you
is,
live?
yes, I just started.
Okay. I want to I want to pose you a question.
Okay.
Someone, a friend of mine who I don't talk to often. Um, they're the significant other of my good friend.
Does this have anything to do with FNF?
If you want to start start the FNF stuff, and then I'll do it after because we need to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is round 1 of Friday Night Fights. I'm covering with SL Dream for round 1.
Hi.
We'll be covering all 3 rounds today of the early branch, and then I don't cover late branch, so we'll see how things go.
Give us a wiggle, goat daddy.
Nimia, thanks for the 33-month resub. Are you playing today with Scandy, or are you taking another day off? Because I know a few people are taking breaks, but looking at the units, looks like they've actually really divided amongst everything. So, nonetheless, Nim, thanks for the 33-month resub. Thanks for all the mod work you do on this channel. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at the briefing here. Dream, you want to read the briefing, or should I? Okay, go ahead.
Unagden coalition forces gathered in Fort Lancaster get surrounded following a massive offensive by the Scorch mercenaries hired by Kahanistan. A single company gets dispatched to besiege and destroy the Unagden entrenched positions, while the rest continue their offensive deep into Unagden territory.
All right, cool. Game mode here is going to be cache destruction. Blue 4 is defending 3 caches. Op 4 is trying to destroy said 3 caches. Mission variables here. Maximum render distance is 1,100 meters. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment. Defender build point is only 60, which for reference, the default number is 125. So that's a little less than half. Medium anti-tank settings for both sides is going to be RPG 32 with 2 rounds for Blue 4. And Op 4 is going to have RPG 7 with 2 AT and 1 HE rounds. They listed as per person, meaning the AT gunner and the assistant. Now that I think that Delta, there's been some roster changes here. So I'm trying to look. I do see AT in every group, though, but I think we're also going to see that in loadouts under light anti-tank. So how FNF works now is Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie are rifle squads. Delta is a machine gunner team, which have the heavy machine guns, and then, or excuse me, the medium machine guns, and then Echo has the medium anti-tank, but I'm not seeing, okay, I do see that in Blue 4, I'm not seeing one in Op 4, though. Interesting.
And that was not met well with fan favorite Eander.
No, it was not, but oh well. Anyway, starting with Op 4, since they're the attacking side, they're going to be rocking the 2010 Middle Eastern Coalition Army Desert Camouflage, basically the whites and, you know, with the black and gray dots, which I always find funny because I also use as a winter camouflage. But to give a breakdown of the units here, we have Platoon Lead, Platoon Sergeant, Squad Leader, Team Leader, Auto Rifleman Assistant, Grenadier, Grenadier IR. We have the Hunt IR rounds, which are 40mm cameras. You fire into the air, parachute down, gives you a nice bird's eye view of the field. Machine Gunners, Machine Gunner Assistants. Machine Gunners are now only in Delta. Auto Riflemen are in Alpha through Charlie. Combat Engineers have the choice of 4 different items. They have 4 tripwire mines, which 2 are AT and 2 are flare, 3 AT mines, 2 explosive satchels, or 4 explosive charges. The satchels and charges can also be turned into throwables, where the satchel you can't really throw far, and the charge you can throw quite a bit, but not as far as a grenade. You have your light anti-tank, medium anti-tank, 1 in assist, medium anti-tank, 2 in assist, which I'm not sure if 2 in assist is a thing anymore, because it would just be under medium anti-tank 1 now, since it's only has 1 deployed here as MAT 1, so I think MAT 2 is now redundant, but I digress. Recon Infantry, Scout, and Sniper don't play in it anymore because they were part of a group called X-Ray, which got scrubbed out a while ago. Designated Marksman, which appears to be an SVD for Op 4. Crew Lead, Crewmen, Pilots, Medics, and the base kit. Otherwise, loadouts for Op 4 are going to be 103 AKs with Zentico rails for Western optics. Interesting. Or an AKS-74U if people want to really rock that. MP443 garages as the secondary. Light machine gunners get the RPK. Medium machine gunners and Delta get the PKP. Light anti-tanks going to be the RPG-7. I'd assume without HE rounds, but we'll see. Then crew and aviation get a choice of the PB2000 or an AKS. Crew and aviation slots for assets get the following. Looks like we have 7 transport trucks, 2 BRDMs, and a BTR 70 in play, with a KPTV and a PKT. But you can see these vehicles deployed right here, different camos, and then there's the BTR. So that's just a lot of heavy firepower that's going to be mobile for the players down here. So we'll see how things go. But looking at the roster, we have Pierce commanding, with Fonz as the 2IC, Holton as the 3IC. I forget the exact breakdown of the ground command team here, but you have these different 2ICs here under command. And then you have a command medic as well. Well, Fonz and Holton are both an officer slot, so I don't know who the 2IC is, and I don't know what the third officer slot is, but I digress. Alpha has Yanni leading, with K-Cure as the second in command, Nemesis as the marksman. That's what they do. They have marksmen as part of the command team now, and then Flying Finn as the squad medic, and then there's no medics in the teams. But you got King leading Alpha 1 with Bronson, Iander, Kazuel, Malin, Ban, and Novix. So Yanni sent me a message saying Papagan and Scandi combined for this one as like a single group to slot. So let's see if that has any weighing conditions on the rounds. But we got Whiplash, Roster, Dobbs, Katz, and Cullis in Alpha 2. Bravo has Valentarian leading with Zali as the 2IC, Daedalur as the marksman, and Flaninja as the medic. Lenaru leading Bravo 1 with Zombie Forever, Skits, and Roofy. And then Bravo 2 has Norris leading Iqbal and Cliff. Charlie being led by Pete with no 2IC, Jabby as the marksman, Revolk as the medic. Solomon's under Charlie 1 with Green Shade, Gogu, Crazy, and Rapier under him. And Driri leading Charlie 2 with Warkus, Ravenberg, and Cheviak under him. Delta, which looks like it's merged everyone together as the weapon team, has Oddball leading Jack, Cat, Morgan, Hamilton, Misfit, Lurch, Mail, and Madman Pete under him.
Are they still allowed to do that? I don't know if you'll know, but I remember seeing something recently. Yeah, I remember seeing something recently where they said squads aren't allowed to group up into big blobs anymore.
Well, I mean, I still see it happening, so I don't know. And then we have a single vehicle crew with Fred, Korvac, and McKenzie. Not sure if they'll take the BTR or one of the BRDMs based off the fact it's one crew. I'm assuming they're taking the BTR, and then the BRDMs are given to other assets, or maybe command's going to divide themselves to have two-man crews to drive those. Otherwise, that is it for Op 4. Had to hold in a sneeze for half a second. Let's go ahead and look at Blue 4. Blue 4 is going to have for uniforms modern Iranian camouflage. Loadout's going to be a mix of G3s and M4A1s, so a mix of 7.62x51 rifles and M4556. Interesting. 1911s as a secondary handgun, probably the weakest one in my opinion because it only has 7 rounds per mag. And for handguns, you do need a lot of shots for that thing to even really plink at anyone in FNF, but I digress. Light machine guns are going to be the RPK. Medium machine guns are going to be MG3s on defense. That is the best thing you could have as the defending faction because you don't need to hug that thing around. You can just set it up somewhere and go to ham. Light anti-tanks also going to be RPGs, and then we've got MP7s and M4A1s for crew and aviation, but I don't think they have any assets that can do that. Yeah, so the M2 HBs are sit-down 50 cals. The M2 HB M3AA variant is the standing one, so they just have 3 50 cals, 2 transport Humvees, and that is it. Otherwise, looking on their roster, we have the following Kiri commanding with Slushy, Lolo, and Shy as Alpha's lead. Lolo is going to be the marksman. Looks like he has a PSGH as the rifle. They're basically just a lawn G3 rifle. Mutant going to be leading Alpha 1 with Olaf, Simpy, Reapers and Sandy Sam, Wayne, Seismo, Lolo. Looks like they just merged Alpha 1 and Alpha together. The trenches were nice and neat on the submitted mission, but Banks messed up the settings and local only. He apologizes to Depso and you all. So apparently these trenches are possibly busted. That's not good.
Oh, I guess they're just flying or out of place.
Yeah, or maybe they were using Deformer for some of them, and because I see certain areas where the trenches don't go as low as they're supposed to. So maybe they screwed Deformer up or something, but that's a shame. I mean, these do look pretty nice to utilize, but even still, looks like some areas are good, but some are not. But digression aside, Bravo's also merged. It's Vexen leading a bunch of W2 guys, or WT guys, excuse me, with MFL, Sulk, Pingus, Bronska,
Super Squad of Death and Destruction has been created. Your gods have arrived. And they want depth.
1 second.
Giggling at?
Malin with his 50-month resub saying that SR and PP Super Squad of Death and Destruction has been created because they merged for today, so we'll see how that goes.
Oh, God.
But Vexen leading MFL, Solak, Pingus, Gerzanka, Zargajinka, Alberti, Pertroski, and Snafarino. I butchered all of those. NASA leading Charlie with Ivno, Ezio, and Pogo _ under him. Bluck, Demovar, Kermit, and Rigel under Charlie 1. Charlie 2 is Ash, Banks, Wheaton, Major Khan, Arcor, and Vagrant under him. Newton leading Delta. Delta 1 having Nicholas, Heartseer, Raposo, Martinez, and Khalil. And then Tymek with Depso and Eric Hiru as an Echo team, which means they have the medium anti-tank, which I guess is needed for Blue 4 to snipe those 3 vehicles. But nonetheless, that is pretty much it. There's 2 search areas on the top right, 1 search area on the bottom left, with just a bunch of stuff going around. But Dream, do you have anything to add?
No, though the PP and I mean, well, they've proven they can work well in the past. So I honestly don't think Blue 4 have much of a chance if they can get on.
Yes, but Pierce is leading.
Wavelengths.
And I know a lot of people in my chat have a problem with Pierce, so...
Yeah, but it's about the squads, not the commander.
True. But I've also seen in FNF, if you have a bad plan, it doesn't matter what the squads do at that point. But looking at the AO, it's a lot of open areas to defend, which is the concerning part.
Though I will say, I don't know, being on the ground, because I've been playing ground a lot more. I mean, I haven't been here the last 2 Fridays, but playing on the ground, it's all about like the defilade, the little drops, the little bumps, which you can see if you go low enough that there's a bunch of here. So all Pierce really has to do is not rush them all in at once, and then give PP and Scandi a nice, plan of attack. But again, Pierce. And that's no offense to Pierce. But if something happens more than 3 times, you can't ignore it.
Look, I think we have some... Oh, Hey, if you look on the southwestern side of the AO, you'll see that the road has been blocked. Mission Maker, no.
No.
There's a rule in FNF where you're not allowed to block roads or doorways and stuff, and I joke about that when I see it in certain missions. But looks like Blue 4 at Sam Simpy Seismo Reapers, they're trying to build a fortification here, but they can't get the trench down correctly, so now they've got some floating sandbags in play, which is quite funny. But I kid.
But to be fair, Liru, if you're a vehicle pulling up that close to the objective, you're not going to have to worry too much about the roadblock.
Yep.
I think so.
Nonetheless, Op 4 is, we'll probably see them convoy in. I'd imagine they're just going to follow the MSR, take Outpost Little first, and then go to Lancaster. But it looks like Blue 4 is going to abandon Outpost Little and just pull back and hold the trenches defensives. And I don't blame them for that. That's a pretty good call to do, in my opinion. But we'll have to see how it plays out. Yeah, righto, Jack.
Looking at Mutambara, there's 2 MSRs that lead, one straight to Lancaster, one straight to Little, so they could just go for Lancaster, as I'm sure Pierce,
my man,
though again, a little bit of a reputation. He's a seasoned commander. He'll know what positions are worst and probably what positions they're likely more to leave. So,
look, we'll see. I mean, just with this type of AO, as we've said, it's a lot of open ground. There's some good concealment here and there. There's some good defilade on certain angles, but it's really hard to read on the map here because even scrolling in, you can't really tell these defilade lines. It all just looks flat. So it's going to be... How would I put it?
You could make the argument that you could make the argument that the trees are there, but these are the trees that your arms stick out between. These aren't trees that are very, very useful for cover. I mean, yeah, they can be a well-placed smoke and something else, but these trees, if you sit behind one, good chance you're not going to survive very long if you try to use it as a actual position.
We'll see. I think Blue 4 is just going to put all their eggs in one basket here, hold this nice defensive area. They might have the numbers to hold it entirely, but I think what Pierce needs to do is attack it from multiple different angles and see where he can break through, which normally I would be against. But in this particular instance, just because there's no good one way to come into this AO, you have to do that in this field. Now,
Okay, so
yep.
initially, I'm just saying that Alpha are breaking off straight to the right, which obviously is, I think that makes you think they're going to go straight for Lancaster, or they're just not going to bother following the MSR at all. And no, okay, so they are moving back onto the MSR, so it probably will be a
Was
Lancaster.
there a roadblock there, or are they just being silly?
No, they just decided to not take the road and
That's
instead
okay.
do the exact, like take the exact same route, but this time not on a road.
Again, kind of silly, but sure.
Yeah, they're going Lancaster first. Unless another team is going to go to Little, like Charlie or Delta.
No, I'd imagine whoever was in front took his line literally or something as he was trying to give an example line, so he like put it under and the convoy followed under for some silly reason. So they're going to attack Lancaster first.
You have a lot of power if you're the leader of a convoy, and right now I have no clue what he's doing.
A little worried though, we got 2 sets of barbed wire. Wait, what?
Look at Alpha.
Yeah, they're
Leaving.
We have some barbed wire right next to the road here. Why are they just what?
What?
They're gonna do a wide. No, they're gonna go in the riverbed, and they're gonna go up north on the riverbed, and then just do this massive push around. Are they?
Get ready for another 45-minute round. Fucking whatever. I don't know.
Look, I get it. Tactically, it makes sense, but
We're not in war. We're playing a video game.
this is a video game, and you cannot read the map from any specific angle, so you have to treat this all as flat land. So you need to basically do a concave attack to find where the inn is, or you need to consider attacking from multiple different directions. So you can try to find the best route of approach and be ready to pull your guys back with smoke and reposition them. But having a they're literally going to go up the riverbed. Why?
How many times have we seen
There's
this?
no point in going up the riverbed here. It's way too out of position. This is just going to literally eat time.
And as what I'm looking here, Bravo, who are a relatively small group, are breaking off to go. So Bravo are going to make it there first. If they get spotted, it throws Op4's entire plan into disarray. Because if you want this to work, then you need two
I'd imagine
sides.
Bravo's just pulling security for their movement right now. Hold up, wait, they're adjusting north. They might just be keeping the riverbed on their right and just getting into formation right now.
Yeah, I do hope Pierce is
I
going
hope that is the case.
No point, because there's no point.
Yeah.
It's like they're not going to see you coming if you take the trees.
It's quite possible he just actually did that to get his forces separated out. Because again, I would say just a concave battle line here would be your best bet, or just attacking from multiple different directions.
You know what? In the CL chat the other day, they were discussing tactics and stuff, and Pierce, with like a one-liner, chimed in and went all proper battle lines, and you know it
is a Pierce plan battle line. It's looking like it's going to be a Pierce plan battle line. Here's the thing, though. I'm actually not going to knock it here, because look at what he's doing. He's got an MSR in his formation, so he's got room to field his vehicles in open territory and just literally attack the south.
Yeah, I think.
But with vehicle support to suppress the trench line, this could work.
I think we were a little bit too quick to judge. It is still going to be a bit of a drawn-out plan, but
well, because here's the deal. Again, look at the south though. Look at the south though. You've got multiple clusters of buildings. You've got clusters of black squares on the map indicating there's custom place stuff. So there is cover to move up this route. And then you've got the MSR to field your Vixen as fire support. This could work.
Okay, you are right, but the black dots are rocks.
Which again, even better. That gives you hard cover.
It does, but I would prefer if they were a little bit more northwest instead of being so deep into the tree line, because
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't, but when you literally move northwest and you leave that cover, you don't have any more cover until.
So again, then you'd have to rely on your 3 KPTVs on your 3 VIX to basically suppress the bunker line. A saving grace here, though, is Blue 4 is not really covering their south for some reason. And Simpy also almost blew himself up with a grenade. That's cute.
Brilliant. I don't know. I guess maybe they just don't think they're going to come in for the south push, but I feel like after a few minutes have passed, you just kind of have to go, where are they? Charlie 1 have taken up like this nice position, but I know what it's for. I know what the position's for. I understand why the mission maker did it, but I don't think it's going to help Blue 4 at all. They're going to have to flush one way. Obviously, we have the fact that we're in a spectator mode and we can see where one team is coming from. But it still poses the question that if they were Blue 4, if they were coming from the southwest, Blue 4 would be able to pull back. But now that they're coming from the southeast, they have given themselves a wide gap to move to. Alternatively, if they come in from the south and start taking over Lancaster, they can move to Outpost Little, but just look at it. It's going to get overrun. So I think putting your Blue 4 units closer to Lancaster would have been... I mean, it's not that far. I'm making it sound like it's like 3 kilometers. It's like 600 meters. But no, I don't command, so...
I don't know, I just commentate here.
Yeah, I just shoot people every now and then disappear for
So
a month.
right off the bat, we have the central of this formation bulging up a bit. The right flank is, I guess, going to wrap around, but
it's way too congested in there. I know what Pierce was going for, splitting his units into like 3 distinct points, but Charlie and Bravo were so close, and now Alpha and Charlie have such a wide split between them. That
why is Malin alone in a truck again? I guess. And then we've got the BTR on the rear. Did they not bring the second BRDM?
The second BRDM is...
No, it's back at base.
Yeah. What?
We have a single BRDM next to the MSR. We have the BTR on the rear for some reason, I guess in reserve. But the second BRDM was not taken.
Why?
Maybe they didn't have the infantry to field it. I mean, again, 3... I guess you could, instead of evenly distributing them along the line, you could just focus on locking the MSR down with your central force, using your far left and right flanks to wrap around and harass different parts of the fortification to try to cut off a piece so you can get your guys right up to it and break through, but it's costly.
Yeah, what I will notice is if you look at Sleshy, he is Blue 4... Alpha 1 at the bottom, he's the medic. He's set up this little position facing to the north, but he's got nothing on his south, which fair enough, I guess, but putting the 50 cal up there, like Blue 4 are lucky here that they didn't bring the third one.
Shots started. Blue 4 firing down on Op 4.
Is he? I think it's just Eric shooting. Yeah, his bullets aren't going through it. At least unless my thing's not working. See, now you'll see this like panic movement.
Yep. So now you're hearing the MG3 starting to suppress. Got the 50 cals turned to face south now, laying in wait for anything that comes up, but you're starting to see the concave on Op 4 as the right side is now breaking off to attack from a different angle.
But they've been spotted.
Yep. Now the standing 50 cal is suppressing in their direction, but not far enough. Hey, Shark, welcome.
The BTR is following up Alf. No, he's not. He's still sitting in reserve.
I think he's just trying to trek the forest right now, or potentially follow whatever orders he's being given right now. But the other groups of the battle line are holding right now. As I say that, we're seeing Charlie starting to push. I thought they were waiting for Alpha to get into position here. We could see a decent pincer from right here, but again, this is just Scandy trying to feel out a way to come up. Maybe they can use the elephant grass that they're coming up on to get close, but that's all concealment.
Why would it's interesting Blue 4 didn't stick anyone out in the forest. I understand why keeping troops close, but they did have quite a lot of ground to move and have a forward team, but there is value in keeping your troops together.
Mm-hmm. I do see a lot of bullets just getting sprayed in various directions here. There's a lot of crossfire. I'm waiting to see if Charlie for Blue 4 is going to be called in to reinforce, or if they're going to be forced to pull back to hold the other objective. That's going to be entirely up to Curie, though.
Have our first death.
Yep, Heartseer on the rooftop was picked off, probably by a marksman. So Bravo's in their vicinity. If I were to look at Dadler, he did not get that kill. All right, I don't know who got him then.
To be fair, if looking at this, I think the point I brought up earlier about the lower, like the low grounds, like the little bits of pockets of space. I think that's probably why there's just some random shooting going on.
So one thing I wanted to ask Malin, because he's in my chat, did they fix stamina, or is stamina still like utter dog shit right now? Because if stamina is still busted, then doing an advance like this is going to be near suicidal, because you're not going to be able to have the stamina to charge up.
I heard about that. What happened?
It's still bad. It will be adjusted for next week. Yeah, so that's going to make it even tougher for Op4 to push in here, because they're starting to run out of room, but they're going to be in striking range of Blue 4, so unless they push up with smokes, which I see some groups starting to do, well, I have to see what they go with.
I heard about that. Can you just give me a brief, like, what was happening?
Stamina is really hard to work with right now, so...
Was that an armor fault, or was it...
F&F fault.
When in doubt, I'm Marlon.
Yep. So we're starting to have RPGs launched on the compound here. Blue 4 still holding as best they can on this defensive line. You're having Scandy now starting to appropriate the tall grass with Pepega. We could see them sneak in here, though. There isn't that much of a defensive line remaining on the northern side. We could see them try to flank. My fear here is Op4 takes too many casualties, and then Charlie pulls back and has the numbers to hold off any small attack that comes up. But now we have the BRDM coming up the MSR and suppressing. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And the BTR is also on the rear, moving to the MSR. It might reinforce the BRDM and try to come up.
The good thing about this is now that Red 4 has disjointed Blue 4 and caused them to just, like, kind of break their lines a little bit, this is where the vehicle units will be their best, because they won't have, like, a stable AT.
Yep. And I mean, the vehicles are being supported by the infantry right now. This is the best place you can have your vehicles. We rarely see that in FNF, which is quite nice. But Alpha is continuing to wrap around. They're going to probably attack from the opposite side, thinking that Blue Force pulled all their defensive lines to the south, thinking that's the full attack. Especially considering it's Pierce, I don't blame them. So that is a perfect use of Scandy there to sneak right in and hit the rear line, because they are the best troops down here with Pepega.
I'm looking at Depso right now, the closest map to the front, and he can't get a look in. Every time he peeks out, he just gets shot at by the Golf vehicle. Another death check. We do have another one, WT Zagrienik.
Yep.
And Martinez also down. Red 4 have had no casualties yet, bar Marlon, but fairly certain Marlon killed himself.
Yeah, his POV got bugged again. So when he leaves a vehicle after he does admin things, sometimes his client breaks, he's not spotted. Also, fun fact, they're throwing so many smoke grenades that the smokes aren't effectively working now because they've hit the maximum particle use on the server. So they're still trying to move up, but now we need to see Scandy push. They got to be careful, though, because the crossfire between Scandy and Pepega might spook them, but we're starting to see Op4 taking heavy fire. Hold up, Charlie 2 is going to be counterattacking the left flank of the main attack.
They've actually got someone down already. Skits. BTR currently has its engine facing towards the enemy.
But vehicles are advanced. Yeah, no, so the BTR is turned around. Not sure what that's about. BRDM advancing with the infantry here. Scandy now has, with Pepega, broken around, and now they're starting to advance from the northern side. Blue 4 doesn't really know what to do here.
Kremit's the closest at the moment. Very close. Actually, he's getting... I think he's been spotted right now. Nade goes out. Is that a nade or a smoke? That's a smoke. Kremit's being shot at, but he's being saved by a tiny little tree. Don't peek it, Kremit. Please don't peek it. I take it back.
Yeah, I think Scandy has done a really good job here with pushing around. We just saw Yanni go down to a nade, but now Scandy Pepega getting on the rear of these defensive lines. And we still have another group that's going to come around, but this is causing that internal defense line to come around. Bayant, though, he's coming in. Hitting some of these groups with CQC here. That's going to completely break this defensive line here.
This is where PP will shine on the CQC aspect of things.
I was a little worried about the Charlie counterattack, but half of them are broken apart. But this is allowing, now that the defensive line on the southern side is folding back north to try to cover against this new attack, that's completely broken that line, and now Op4 is going to be able to speed through. Yes, part of Bravo 1 is going to be held and engaged with Charlie 2, but now we could just see Op4 rush the rest of these objectives now that so many people have broken through. But you're seeing those smoke effects just breaking apart here.
The perfect plan was chosen for this AO. Like, a little bit unfair to the defenders, but I guess the scenario matches that. But
no, I think if the defenders had Charlie 2 on defense just covering their flank, they would have been fine.
I guess they technically were, but they were, like I said, they were way too far.
Yeah, Blue 4 just had too many people outside of the sector, and that's what screwed them. Nafs just went down. Now you're having Bayant trying to flank here, but Blue 4 are just getting cut down. Yes, they're getting a few Op4 kills, but now the numbers are slowly falling.
It's 2-1 right now.
Yeah, it's... The slaughter is happening just because they were able to stretch Blue 4 too thin.
Here comes the BTR.
And...
He's on his way.
Even if it wasn't Scandy Pepega on that northern attack, I think the numbers, it's the action of pulling everyone from the southern defensive line back north. Even if that group got slaughtered, you would still have the remainder of all of Op4 pushing in and get right on top of the objectives. Then you just need a vehicle to go down to the other spot and clean it up.
I think Scandy's ability to move and just their movement in general mixed in
We'll have to trade with that guy.
CQC aggressiveness.
Oh, yeah.
They just did not have a chance.
I mean, don't get me wrong. They're still taking a fair bit of casualties here, though. But it's just that combination of some of the best players you have on the server.
Cats smells Kerry and Olaf. Smell them. No, we can't.
That's a
Oh,
hydrate.
they found the... Why is Roster not shooting it? Roster has an RPG and he's not shooting the objective.
Cats is trying to put grenades on the cache, but Olaf's trying to cover because he woke back up.
Oh.
Okay, that was a satchel. Never mind.
And here goes Golf 2, making their way to the last objective. Hopefully they will be able to shoot it.
Yeah, they're basically rushing for that one. They're gonna have to find it and mag dump it. Meanwhile, some of Bravo 1 for Op 4 is getting cleaned up by the Blue 4 out here, but I think this will be GG in 5 minutes.
I think Golf 2 were riding through just to see if anyone responds to them. But they'll find no response.
Now Kiri's trying to hold this building on his own. He's gonna try to push out, but he is somehow just dodging all of this fire. He's coming around with that G3. Yeah, shot from too many angles here. Bant just traded with another guy. I'm just looking at the map right here. All the Op 4 in this sector. You do have the BTR kind of driving around right here, taking fire.
I think they might have had a charge on the...
No AT.
Holland just walked into the building and then something exploded.
I'm not sure if they'll have the firepower to actually destroy that cache in time, but...
It's not going to do anything. It's 9mm.
Another cache is getting mag dumped by Pepega.
If he can angle the gunner.
Yep.
With that 12.7, it might work.
With the 14.5, yeah, he might be able to penetrate.
14.7. 14.5. Oh, no, he did it. With a PP2000.
Nice. Okay, I guess you can get it with that. And then the last cache is still being blown up. Pepega might be confused, thinking that cache was destroyed with the pop-up.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. They've still got 30 minutes.
Yeah. I got Khalil breaching the trench line here.
Oh, here goes King.
King's moving back, realizing that the sector's still there. Yep. He's throwing grenades in. Nope. Just mag dumped the damn thing. Yeah, fun fact, grenades actually do not do a lot of damage to caches. It's bullets that do it. And there you go at 22 minutes. I think Kiri needed... Like, he had the right idea of having a force come in to flank the attacking action. And normally against Pierce that would work because Pierce doesn't have flank attacks like that. So I love seeing that evolution in Pierce's strategy. But if he just had a normal battle line coming up, I think Charlie would have been able to clean up the line and just sweep left to right, because we normally see Pepega or Scandi in those shoes do something like that against Pierce. So overall, I thought that was a really great thing there. Kiri complaining about balance there, but I also think if Kiri just had all of his forces on a defensive line, he would have been fine. Because Op 4 was throwing so many smoke grenades that it would have, you know, how would I put it? It was taxing the maximum particle effect on the server, making them more ineffective. And I think Blue 4 could have held if they didn't have literally a third of their force outside of the sector. So I get what Kiri was going for there, and in a normal situation, I think he would have been able to beat Pierce with that strategy, but Pierce adapted, put two of the best teams together in a squad, which I think they actually chose to do themselves, but he had them be the flanking force, and that just kind of sealed the deal for Blue 4 there. And that's where I like to always go to in FNF and OFCRA, is strategy is very important. And I think Sam is getting at the heart of that issue right now. Best two teams on the same side. That is another thing right here, is you do have that going. But are you playing the next round, dude? So I can turn my plugins on?
Yeah. I love you, chat.
I'm being told that Nim is saying from SR side that apparently Scandi Recon and Pepega didn't follow the plan. They did that on their own, which, yeah, makes total sense of why that ended up working. Because if they followed the right flank and didn't do that attack, they would have ran into enemies on defense on that side and just been bogged down. And then that Charlie squad on Blue 4 would have just continued to sweep left to right with the other team breaking off and engaging, and they would have been held there in the pin. So, yeah, no, that's funny as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I'll leave you with this, because this is a question I was going to ask you at the start.
All right. See you, Dream.
So,
have a good one. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, a bit of context. My best friend's significant other heard me like do a voice once because I found out that I have a decent range in voice, and she was like, "Oh,
all right,
he should become a voice actor." And I was like, "Oh, that's a nice compliment." To then I thought about it, and I thought the other day, why don't I just become like one of those English dub hentai the guys who do the English dub? And then the next question I'll pose to you, and then I'll leave you with, because I don't want to hear the answer. Would if you were doing that one night, if you were just doing what you do better, I don't know what, yeah, and you heard my voice, would you keep listening? And I'll let you mull over that.
Well, okay. He poses an interesting question there. Dream's voice on his own? Yes, I would probably listen. But since I know the man, no, I would not. No, I absolutely would not. I have pictures of this man's feet. So no. And we all know this man. So, I don't know. You all can make your own decision there. My platoon lead, Charlie. No. Charlie couldn't gather enough forces for the counterattack. Charlie's attack did not succeed.
Gather enough forces for the counterattack. Charlie's attack didn't succeed.
Oh my god. Fives, thanks for the 10-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario, which is FNF casting. Also, we're going to play a few ads real quick, and then I want to address one thing real quick, and then we'll start setting up for round 2. So let me start setting my commands for the next round here. This is round 2, where... What do we got here? Uplink, Op 4 is attacking Green 4. All right. Op 4 has, let's see, 5% numbers advantage, a KA-60, and gases. Well, Green 4 has a Wildcat and a BTR-60 Helix. Which, technically, it's a Hilux. And both sides have AA man pads. Alright. Map is going to be Sursari. And we should be good to go on that. And let me go ahead and put my phone away, because I wanted to get that out to type something real quick. Righto, Malin, I appreciate it. I hope it is a good one indeed. I'm going to switch up the music here. That's not music. That's lies. All right. Get that down. All right, I want to do a quick public addressment, all right? So, we've been doing FNF since like 2019 or 2020. We've been doing it at least for 2, maybe 3 years. I honestly don't remember. It's been a long time. But in that, I know there's a lot of you that have been doing this with me, if not longer than me, in terms of playing on the ground and stuff. And I know a lot has changed in the past few months compared to the past few years we've been playing. There's been a lot of radical stuff going on. There's FNF trying new things, and that's good and bad. You know, everyone has their own opinion on it, but I do not want this channel to turn into a place where you come in here and bitch about every little thing, all right? I don't mind a little bit of it, because we're all human. We can all come in and de-stress for a little bit, but if you're going to constantly do it week after week, because some of you have been doing it for the past 3 weeks straight, I'm starting to get sick of it, okay? You know who you are. I'm just going to ask you politely to calm the fuck down. This is a video game. Chill. Chill. Because I don't want that here. If no, go with a chocolate donut. A vanilla or a regular donut just feels disgusting when you have chocolate next to it. Nim, I gotta be careful, alright? I've already converted to... Never mind, I can't even... DM me and I'll tell you the answer to that, but yeah, don't worry about that. Anyway, chill. This is a video game. We're here to have fun, okay? I get that you're pissed off over various things that admins have changed and whatnot. But come on, like... It's a game. Get over it. If you're done with FNF, go try OFCRA. Go try AFI. Go try Coalition. There's a few other places out there that I don't even know of. I think so, Weekly Operated Games, WOG. I can't say the acronym because Twitch doesn't like it. Typed in WOG and try to send it. Won't let you. Because apparently it's British slang for something. But there's other communities out there that you can try. Go find something you like, but please, for the love of God, do not turn this into Rimmy's... Excuse me. Don't turn this into a cesspool where you just bitch about everything, okay? Now, let's get into round 2. It's not British slang, it's Aussie? Got it. Thanks, Az. Look, for the record, I do watch other Twitch streamers. I do make notes of everything because I'm like, all right, what can I learn from this person and take to my own channel? And yeah, there's a lot of things I also see that I don't like. And I will be public about it. And don't get me wrong, like, for some of you that are just showing up today or whatnot and bitching, I'm not talking about you. There's a few people in chat that have been here for the past 3 weeks bitching about certain things. And again, they know who they are, but I just want that to stop, all right? We're here to have fun. We're here to play video games, and we'll see how things go, all right? Nim, shut up. Because it's grating after a while. I don't mind us having fun, you know, bitching about new features and whatnot, but... not every week, guys. Come on, we have to have a little bit of a break. Blame Falcon was a thing in Pog for a while, admittedly, and it was kind of funny. Ah, man. Look, I'm just here to have fun, and I hope everyone joining me is here to have fun too, alright? That's all we want.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Liru, remember soldiers' duty is to complain. It's high command duty to care.
CWC, how the fuck are you doing, my man? I haven't seen you in a hot second. I hope everything's good with you. Thank you for the 54-month resub. Thank you for everything you've done for me in the past as well, man. And I appreciate you dropping by, as always. Chat, there are 3 people that helped me get off the ground way back when. Like, they practically helped fund me through college. They are Moneybags, CWC, and Stone. So whenever they drop by, I always like to remind everyone the reason we are here right now is because of those 3. So CWC, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well, my man. Always a treat to have you drop by, and I hope everything is going well for you IRL. Thank you. Okay, so funny enough, the El Stalfo meme, I'm hoping I'm saying that right. The community that I host for today, these days, Wounded But Not Out, right? Oh, CWC, always glad to have you here, man. It's appreciated. The community I killed with the El Stalfo meme is the same community I host for on Friday nights right now, that I'm going to host a Zoosop for in 4 hours. So, that's continuing. But anyway, let's get a prediction going real quick. Start the prediction. This is going to be round 2. It's going to be green 4 defending. Bunga. Astolfo. I don't know how to say Astolfo. I don't watch Fate anime. The only anime I watch right now is Overlord, Chainsaw Man, Spy X Family, and I think that's it. Those are the only 3 I really care about right now. But anyway, I'm not that much of a weeb. Bloodwing's the weeb. The new Gundam. Nim, shoot a message to Bloodwing. She needs stuff. Well, actually, she's also sick right now, but she needs stuff. 2018 Yankee tomorrow. I will try to play, Falcon, because here's the thing. I had a Halloween party to go to tomorrow, but they canceled last second. So now my evening's free again. You really want to say those words? Which words, CWC? Which words? You're scaring me. Watch or read Rosori Vampire? That's one of Bloodwing's favorites, if I remember correctly. She has a backpack of that bat creature thing. But anyway, rounds begun. Let's go ahead and get things done. All right, well, I know the plugin's working as we can hear people locally. And someone's laughing for some silly reason. What? Is that a freaking AGM or is that a Sidewinder? That's a freaking air-to-air missile. Does that mean the Hellcat has an air-to-air missile too? Are they gonna be playing tag with these? Oh. Oh. Whoa. Okay. I see where the rig is. All right. So Green 4 get 3 miniguns and an AAM. Okay. Mal, don't lie to me like that. Don't lie to me like that.
Już ma 30, ja mam 5 magazynków. Dlaczego Scorpion ma tak mało magazynków, a ma tyle samo ammo?
Nie, nie biorę Skorpiona.
All right.
Biorę...
So it's a helicopter duel. I love it. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through our mission here. So this mission was made by someone named FNF for the Malin event, because every week we come to do, you know, Malin night fights, right? That's why he's in our chat. Anyway, background for this is Russians look to take out the island's power grid by taking out the wind farm with battery backup. In addition, the old Diesel power plant is being targeted to remove any chance of the island turning that power back on. Wow, Russians taking out power plants. I feel like there's some IRL stuff going on that might symbolize what... Anyway, area of operations. There's an underground area in the AO. It has been blocked off. 1 second. And provides no tactical advantage, so please don't go there. Yes, Boo. I am good, but that sounds great, Boo. Anything else? Do you need me to do anything? Okay. Okay. All right, Boo. Good to know, and then they can get it treated, okay? All right. Love you. See you in a bit, Boo. Sorry about that. Bloodwing she's sick with something. She's taken multiple COVID tests, and it's all come back negative, so she might have strep or like a seasonal flu, and we're thinking she caught it while we went to the Gorillaz concert on Monday. But it's weird, because whatever she caught, I should have also caught at this point, which means I have antibodies against it, and I'm trying to think what it could be. Because I think a few months ago, I was sick with something and she was fine. But we were also in close proximity, so I don't know. But anyway, back to the announcement. I just had to interrupt the stream to make sure she was okay. What did I give her? I don't know, man. Anyway, area of operations. There's we already went over that. Notes: pilots on both sides have a rearm area. This area only refills the AA missile via a scroll wheel option. You must be in the helicopter piloting it to do it. As long as the helicopter is within 50 meters of the crate and the option appears, the enemy rearm area is hidden. Okay, so it's only per side. Neat. Game mode, 2 terminals to hack, 90-second countdown, blah, blah, blah. Mission variables, 800 meters, render distance, 125 build points, which is the default for the defenders. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment. Mats, both sides have AA equipment in the form of an Igla and a Stinger, or as I like to say, a piece of shit and a somewhat piece of decent AA. Anyway, uniforms for Blue 4 don't exist because there's no Blue 4 in this scenario. Op 4 are modern Russian Army desert camouflage kits. You got platoon leader, platoon sergeant, squad leader, team leader, auto rifleman assistant, grenadier, grenadier IR that have the Hunt IR 40mm camera grenades. You fire up in the air, parachute down, give you a nice bird's eye view of the AO. Otherwise, you got your machine gunners, machine gunner assistants. These guys are reserved for Delta now. Combat engineers have the choice of 4 different types of explosive, 4 tripwire mines, which 2 are HE and 2 are flares, 3 AT mines, 2 satchel charges, or 4 satchel explosive charges, excuse me. So 4 explosive charges or 2 explosive satchels. Satchels are bigger. You can throw them not as far, though. And they have a bigger explosion effect, which is what I meant by they're bigger. Oh, well. Anyway, medium anti-tank, 1 in assistant. 2 in assistant don't exist anymore because there's only 1 in assistant in a group called Echo now. Recon Infantry, Recon Scout, and Sniper are all scrubbed out. They used to be part of a group called X-Ray, which doesn't exist on the roster anymore. Designated Marksman is important, though, because Alpha through Charlie each have 1 DMR, which for the Op 4 is going to be an SVD. Then you have your crew lead, crewmen, pilots, medics, and base kit. Loadouts for these guys are going to be AK-74s or AKSs, MP-443 Grouches as the secondary handgun, RPKs for the light machine gunners in Alpha through Charlie, PKPs and Delta, are assigned to Delta, excuse me, and the machine gunner slots. Light anti-tank is going to be an RPG, and then crew and aviation get a choice of a PP-2000 or an AKS. Nothing on crew served weapons. Their assets include the KA-60 Kasatka. That's it. 2 Gaz 233-014s with the turret on top. They have an AGS and a PKP, but the AGS is unscripted because FNF doesn't do autocannons or GMGs. 12 Gaz transport cars and 4 Kamaz transport trucks. Looking on Op 4, we have Vagrant commanding, who I would say he's the most seasoned out of every commander here, though. Decent win-loss ratio, and he's usually the one with a good balance of plans. Mackenzie's going to be his platoon medic. Newton leading Alpha. Alpha 1 being led by Kaleo with Rufus, Heartseer, Martinez, and under him. Pierce leading Alpha 2 with Lord, I'm just going to call him Waldo, Fonz, Holton, and Mittens. Bravos merge everyone together. It's Lurch reading Jack, Mitz, Fitz, Green Shade, Bits, Idiot Wolf, Jabby, Morgan, Madman Pete, Hamilton, Twins, and Oddball. Nemesis leading Charlie with Cake here, as is 2IC Novix as the marksman, Dobbs as the medic. Charlie 1 be led by King with Bronson, Whiplash, Iander, Bands, Kazul, and Flying Fin under him. Yanni leading Charlie 2 with Colas, Nafs, Roster, Roofy, Cats, and Arma Jesus under him. Delta being led by Pete with Revolk as the medic. Andreri leading Delta 1 with Cheviak, Warkes, and Otto under him. Solomon leading Delta 2 with Cameron, Crazy, and Gogu under him. And then Hotel has Nicholas and Blast together. 2 pilots I do not recognize, but looking over at Green 4 here, though, we have for their information, they are going to be the Czech Force kits. I want to look at their DMR because it's not shown. DMR is also going to be an SVD. All right, SA-58s or HK-416s as the choice of rifle for Green 4, CZ-99s as the handgun. Mini-Me's for the light machine gunners, FN mags for the machine gunners under Delta. Light anti-tanks going to be the single-shot disposable M136. And then we have Scorpions and 416s for the crew and aviation slots. Something on crew served weapons. They get a BTR-60 Hilux, which is a Hilux truck with a BTR-60 turret on the rear. A Hellcat, excuse me, a Wildcat, which is the vanilla helicopter for the AAF. And then 6 UAZs. Looking on their roster, leading them is Korvac. Alpha's being led by Shy with Mutant as the marksman. Olaf leading Alpha 1 with Curie, Wayne, Simply, Reapers, and Seismo under him. Velatari leading Alpha 2 with Skit, Zombie Forever, Lonaru, Daedalor, Zali, and Flaninja under him. Bravo has the command and Bravo 1 elements merged together. It's Pingus, Snafarino, Solik, Gronska, MFL, Petrovsky, Vexen, Zarg, and I'm calling him Zag. Zag and Albuquerque. Norris leading Bravo 2 with Iqbal Cliff and Patriot under him. NASA leading Charlie with Steve as his 2IC, Kabubi Face taking the marksman role, Ibno as the medic, Bluck leading Charlie 1 with Wombat Kermit, Demovar, Rigel, Ezio, and Pogo underscore together, Ash leading Charlie 2 with Banks, Eric, Kiru, Wheaton, Major Khan, and Arcor under him, Sam leading Echo with Slushy as the AA gunner and Lolo as the AA assistant with an extra missile, Dream and Fred taking the vehicle crew with the BTR-60, and Depso and Timek flying for Green 4. Looking at the objectives here, the first terminal seems to be in this small little building right here on this Terminal 2 location. And then Terminal 1 is in the southern objective, marked on the map for everyone. It appears to be in this little warehouse area by the power grid. So I assume this is the wind farm, and then down there is the diesel power plant. Okay. Underground areas, I would assume, are over here, and they have been somewhat blocked off. Yeah, but it looks like they did add a bunch of custom stuff right here, though. For what reason? I don't know, but cool. Anyway. That might also actually just be part of the map itself, so my bad. Regardless, Op4, I mean, it's a really simple, just move up on the MSRs here, deploy, attack the AOs one at a time. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, standard stuff, that's what I figured, Malin. But yeah. Should be all good. And I see Falcon just talking a lot in chat. That's expected. Falcon likes to talk. You want to put work into selling something to avoid. I get you. Falcon, it's okay. I'll see you next Thursday, buddy. 5 minutes to go. And we'll see how things go with our Drunk Firebear gifting out 5 gift subs. If you got a sub from Drunk Firebear, make sure you thank them. Otherwise, I hope you all keep enjoying the operations. And I hope you get a nice kick out of the scenario. The pilots, again, are going to be for Op4, Nicholas, and Blast, who I've never seen fly, so we'll see how they do. And then Depso and Timek are flying for Green 4, which I've seen fly. They do pretty well on their own in OFCRA operations, so we'll just have to see how things go.
Send in Goat Team 6 now. Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Ah, man. Scandy and Papega are under Op4, under Charlie here. I know a lot of you like to bet on Papega and Scandy, and they've merged together for this week, so we'll see how things go. Now, in terms of streams, I'm debating, because here's the deal. I'd love to get into some DayZ, but none of the DayZ servers I want to go to are live right now, so the only choice I'd have is to go on public servers. So I might do that this weekend just for the hell of it and get absolutely murdered in my own schizophrenia. But then I also want to play some more Fallout. But I do have a little bit more editing I want to do because I did a big bulk of it over 2 or 3 days. And then that got wrapped up. But, I mean, hell, I've gotten a lot of stuff done. Planted a new batch of plants for some more peppers. I've got a thyme plant now growing in my indoor garden. I've got a batch of mead and a batch of cider brewing, which we streamed yesterday, the making of that. And that's that mead. I should take a picture and show you guys. It's fermenting like high hell. Shut up, Don. Your banana pepper died. I'm sorry to hear that, Smiles. Shark, maybe. I'm sticking to DayZ for now. I'm also thinking of taking it to Tarkov one day, but I'm just going to give it a few months, and then we'll see where we want to take it. And then I got something special planned for the Fallout recordings, but I got to, you know, get through today and get a few things submitted and go from there. We'll see, Mox. Again, I'm just taking it easy for myself right now. I'm trying to really cut into my editor backlog and get a bunch of things front log. Because, by the way, oh, there's Malin, and now he's gone. Don't know what that was about. I'm thinking, I'm trying to make a schedule for myself to bane out all of the footage I need to bane out. Oh, God. That's a helicopter. Now he's got to change the pylons, I guess, because this helicopter's broken. But there's a lot I want to get done, and not a lot of time. But I'm trying to make a schedule for myself to get through my entire footage backlog, because I've been trying to do it for years. And now that I finally have my foot in the door with that, I want to spend some time either tonight or tomorrow getting through another 5 or 10% of it. And then over the course of like 2 or 3 months, I could completely finish it. But that's only half of the equation. The other half is getting all the videos scheduled on YouTube. So I have to re-front log the VODS channel because I finally caught up with it today. That's why the uploads for the VOD channel were late, because I woke up late. The main channel, I have front log to the 19th of next month. So almost a month away. And then the PvP Shenanigans channel is front logged, I think, a month and a half. Like, actually full-on front logged. Because when I get those things fully front logged, I'm then going to want to go back and see if there's any thumbnails I want to add on to the front log beyond that. And then just maintain it going forward as, like, you know, once every week or twice a week. Edit things out.
Smile.
Son of Shadow, thanks for the 57-month resub. I'm glad to hear that. I hope everything goes well for you. And I hope you keep enjoying the content, my man. Seriously, it's appreciated. So we'll see what Op4 plans here to do here. Looks like they got rescripted, and we'll see just how well they do. But I guess one of the things I also want to do is, after all that footage is edited and front logged proper, I want to start varying what I do, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I am a little bored of Arma, and I want to vary it up a bit. So that's why we're going into Fallout. That's why we're doing more DayZ. I want to get into Darktide as well, but I want to have a second game like DayZ that lets you guys screw with me, but also lets me make a little bit of revenue. Because YouTube and Twitch always, you know, throttle me here and there, and I want to kind of step up my revenue for some personal reasons, because there's some other projects I want to get into for content that I'm testing out right now. I'd love to have a section of this channel dedicated to, like, fermenting and stuff too, but that takes a while to make, and we're seeing some issues with people's driving right now as they go across. Now, let me quickly clarify, because chat's freaking out. I'm not going anywhere for Arma. I'm always going to be Zeus. I'm always going to be playing on the ground when I can. But, you know, I want to vary it with some other stuff. So we'll see how things go in that regard. But why are they throttling me? Rannick, if I knew, I'd be able to get it fixed. They've been throttling... YouTube's been throttling me since 2018. But to give you an example of the throttling, I have not gained a subscriber on YouTube in the past month. I've actually lost, according to their analytics, 60 subscribers. And it just throughout the day, I gain like 5 in the first half of the day and then lose 7. And it seems to be tied to every time I upload a video, YouTube will just randomly unsub people from me. Because it always seems to be, the drops are exactly correlated to when I release videos. So it's just YouTube being YouTube. And then they don't recommend my stuff, and then they just screw me over. So I don't know. I might look into their short stuff again, because we had some good success with that. But when I compare analytics with other channels, I've noticed that I am an anomaly in the sense that YouTube treats me differently than everyone else. And I don't know. Who the hell knows? Mess with Liru time? Yes, CWC. When we start doing DayZ again after servers update for 1.19, go watch some of the DayZ stuff as well. You'll see what I mean. Also, my soundbite guy is back. I can't tell you where he was, but he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing, believe it or not. So that's why he was gone for like 3 weeks. But he went in and updated. He brought in some new sounds. Are the helicopters already fighting? Well, some heavy fires going on the Op4 helicopter. Now they're going to lowering themselves. They're not going down just yet. Is the Wildcat gonna switch its AMRAM on? very close dagger cut right there. Yay! Awesome! Well, guys, it just goes to show you, 3 miniguns are better than 1. It was a maneuver kill. Yes, Malin, you gave them AA missiles, and instead, one of them does a maneuver kill. Well, anyway, guys, I'm glad that this is where we went. And I'm gonna write that one down as, yeah. That's a highlight. Well, now Depso can use it against infantry, right? That's, of course, what they're gonna use it for. Plain chicken with bullets, yeah, right? You're going 4 fingers on the drink. Meanwhile, Op4 is driving the entire convoy around the coast. I guess they're gonna attack from the northern side. It's a weird choice, but it might work if Green 4 doesn't see it coming. Now they're gonna continue on. Whew. You hope Depso flies into a windmill? I don't think that's gonna go well for other side. Platoon lead, it's Vagrant on Op 4, which explains this plan, and Korvac for Green 4. Wildcat does have a camera. Maybe that's how the Wildcat won. It used its camera to bait out the other helicopter crew. We can't really see its POV, though, on it, unfortunately. I'm curious, though, if they're going to hear these vehicles or see them coming, because I think they can see them through the trees.
Yep, three guys is confirmed.
Yep.
Moving north.
So now the helicopter might be flying over it, might try to do some runs. Oh, yeah, it's cutting around. Engage. It's got 5,000 rounds of minigun left. No kills. He's switching to the AMRAM. Nope, back on the minigun. Yeah, he has to go for the transport trucks if he can find them, because they don't have armor compared to the gases. And I think I do see the trucks down there. I can't believe it. The commander used his Igla in the truck and managed to destroy the helicopter. Wow. That was so awesome. The commander literally planted a tree there and it destroyed the helicopter. Just wow. Wow. Great. So one helicopter died to the ocean, and the other died to a tree. Brilliant. Oh, just absolutely brilliant. That one tree that just happened to be taller. Yep. Oh, well. Well, at least Green 4 knows that Op 4 is going to be attacking from the northern side, so you already see forces redeploying to cover against the north, but... Well, Malin, if you're still here, buddy, you gave both helicopters AA missiles to fight each other. And turns out all you really needed was to have a map with trees in the ocean. How do you feel, buddy? How do you feel? Justy boy, you're right. Malin should restart the server right now because the vehicles crashed into terrain and killed each other. This is the greatest plan. Muffled gunshots. There's a few pillows downstairs, yeah.
I mean, we're in desert camo anyway, so...
Don't you know how exactly how it feels? I'm pretty sure you know exactly how it feels. Nim, I'm just here for the ride.
Well, no, just keep up with us.
Wait here for the rest of the spots, please.
Alright, so Op 4 is advancing the Hilux Vic. Didn't let me select it for some silly reason. There we go. It's now patrolling up to the north, though. It's going really far north. We have Zally setting, ooh, tripwire mines. It's from 3CB Factions, which I think they did add with the September update. So they've had it for about a month now. They just I haven't seen that asset in FNF since today, to be honest. I like that we're seeing tripwire mines. We just have to hope Zally doesn't trip his own tripwire mine. That'd be pretty bad if he did. Yeah, I also know Everick from 3CB. I said, wouldn't it be cool if they like made a turret version of it? And he said he might add it, so we'll see. Can you imagine just like a static box with a BTR or BMP turret up top? That'd be pretty funny. Ooh, and Op 4 is going into a battle line. Op 4 is about to be right on top of this position. And of course, Yanni's in front. Let's see if Yanni survives. What? I actually see it right there. Yanni moved around it. Good for Yanni. Cullis might not be so lucky. Oh. There goes Yanni. The mine detector was, well, the mine planter was just killed by Armagesus, but yeah. I had a feeling it would be Yanni that would step on it. It's always Yanni that steps on the mine. Who happens to also be on the multi. But hey, what can you do? Gamma 1 should come around on the MSR and see if it can flank around on the northern side. That'd be smart, but they might be ordered to go elsewhere. Otherwise, you have King being the aggressive man that he is. He's gonna solo this objective, and I'm totally not caster cursing him. I'm sure King will be fine.
Oh, this is the terminal right here.
I'm sure King will be fine. You just realized that this is Terminal 2 right here.
They fell back into Terminal 2. Back into Terminal 2.
Got some long-range fire with this group right here.
Engagement, but we're a bit scattered.
You lost Yanni, Cullis, and Bronson. Daedalur has an angle on him.
Fucking stamina, dude. It's terrible. Yeah. Just triple on the northern side of this fucking objective. Get down. Kick her down.
Kaker was told to get down. Oh, he's still alive. Dang. I mean, good for Kaker. Alright, simply trying to hide under this tree to see who he can pick off. Op 4 has a lot of forces around. They also have a lot of transport trucks on standby. So they might be looking to pick up forces after this and try to rush around. Bayant now trying to push. Could get right on top of the terminal. These three Gazes have to be careful not to play bumper cars here. I guess they're just going to hold right there until this terminal is taken. Lolo taking heavy GLs. Yes, intentionally caster cursing people never works. I try to weaponize it, but it just doesn't seem to work. Maybe Slushy could use his Igla. You know! You know! You know! I'm just gonna shut up. Bayant now entering the terminal room. He's looking around. I don't see any explosive traps placed, so I think he'll be fine after he taps it. King, meanwhile, doing some bandaging behind a down T-140. There's the hack started. They're trying to run, just in case there is some sort of explosive trap. Grenades thrown above. It rolls back. Otherwise, it would have gotten Lolo. Plus, she brought back up. These guys are pretty badly cut off. You've got the Vic coming around on the side. It's suppressing the Ron side, though, so Green 4 doesn't really realize where the enemy is. We just had a rocket go off up here, and I think that managed to get all three guys. They're getting shot and double tapped from the other side. Normal service resumed. But, I mean, looking at Green 4, they haven't taken that many casualties. All things considered, Op 4 have taken a decent handful. But looks like a lot of Green 4 are able to pull back to hold this terminal side. And now you have the command vehicle coming around over here just with the +1. Rest of Delta deployed on the right flank. Now they're just going to basically go up and take that ridge. I think this game's going to be over in another 10 minutes, and this will be a quick round. You saw one of the Op 4 guys there get absolutely annihilated. There's a second body right here. Is that their marksman? They're fighting a bit of an uphill battle here as Green 4 does its best to hold the line. But they are still pulling back. You got Korvac, which is Green 4 command. He's caught out in the open right here, getting shot up by Novix. So he's going to try to pop a smoke and pull back, but they're almost cut off by Op 4 pushing up their left flank. Novix is the marksman, though. And there's Hack 2 completed. Mutant taking fire from Naps and Cats on his left side. Korvac, meanwhile, is about to be Hillary Clinton by Novix. Of course, ground command was Hillary Clinton. I'm going to rule that as a suicide. Hey, Slushy, how you doing? I watched you. I might have accidentally caster cursed you, but that didn't kill you. A grenade did. Anyway, Fred driving by. With Dream as his gunner, I'm assuming. Op 4 now pushing over here. Green 4 has lost their command. No, totally 5s. Yep, natural causes. Or he hunt himself, one of the two. If you get the joke, you get it. If you don't, I don't need to explain it. FNF today feels like a lucid dream. Yeah, Depso, you, that Op 4 tree really got you, didn't it? Some Op 4 guy just blew up over there. Now you got the Hilux BRD, excuse me, BTR 60 Hilux now driving by. And then you got this other group assaulting uphill on these fortifications. Yeah, it happens, Slushy, it happens. I mean, just look at the tide of Op 4 coming in. The Hilux is trying its best to do hit and runs here, but it's just off target. You got King now pushing the line, only to be blown away by Banks right there. More up for testing. It's the aggressive players. King, Bayant. King's dead. Bayant trying to get up. Grenade just went off right here. Arakiru might get some flanking shots on Bayant, though. Little bit of desync. That's only going to really help the attackers. You're seeing a lot of smokes being popped as well. Oddball wildly suppressing the left. I think both sides don't really realize where contacts are. RPGs fired. Ooh. Green 4 doing their best to hold their line up here, but they are taking casualties. Some grenades being thrown back and forth here. A satchel thrown. Khalil's got to be careful. That satchel's going to blow his head off, or not. That's King's body right there. Satchel need to be thrown a little farther, but now you're starting to have Op4 breach into this area. Ezio gets flanked and taken out. BTR, Hilux now coming up, harassing and trying to cut off this force over here, leaving only this force to push up. If Green 4 can take these guys out with minimal casualties, I think they can still win this. But we have a lot of unfortunate desync going on right here. Bunkers cannot be destroyed. Just saw someone get picked off up here. Another satchel thrown. Someone has turned on their lag switch, and everyone is suffering. You got Bluck in the middle of the formation right here. He gets blown away by Warkus. He was on his own trying to flank around, but he ran into another Op4 group. Great grenade throw by Pierce. He manages to get it inside. Cliff, though, is hiding back here, checking a body. And I think Op4 have pretty much broken through right here. Kermit trying to hold the line. He pulls back, got an internal garrison right here. As Green 4 is starting to reroute forces to the north here, but they're still in the open right now, trying to figure out what's going on. Kermit now creating a bit of a fatal funnel right here. Fawn's holding an RPG. Pierce pushing into the line of fire. Server is somewhat stabilizing now. It could have been the smoke. Usually that many smokes doesn't cause a desync spike, but I have seen it on occasion. Yeah, Slushy, I know. And meanwhile, on this side, I mean, Charlie for Green 4 is doing a good job of, oh gosh, look at this. NASA gets a double kill and pulls back, but he gets knocked uncon. You had Mittens get close to the terminal here. Numbers are really well divided, though. Mittens could wake up and tap the terminal. He's just in the way. There's also a satchel set right here. RPG just went out, and the 60's going out again. Numbers-wise, it's actually pretty even, if not a slight advantage on Op4. We'll see if that satchel goes off and takes the building out and eliminates a lot of dudes with him. We'll see if the Triggerman's even still alive. Whiplash trying to be on top of this structure. Ash puts some shots in him. Bolt gets knocked out by a grenade. The defenders could still win here. Green 4's really scattered around, though. They have to pull back into the defensive sector. But left and right, you are seeing people going down. Shy just killed Whiplash up there. Fonz has his RPG out. He puts it away. Hilux now coming in. I think the gunner just got shot out of it. No, the driver did. It's only Fred on the gun. There's the hack start on the terminal by Fonz. We'll see if that satchel goes off. Revolt, I think he just killed a friendly. Fred just got a kill with that. Pogo coming around. We need to see Green 4 go for that terminal, though. There's 70 seconds left. Fred's shouting that he's a god. Pogo with another kill. Seismo moving into the terminal site. Fonz trying to hold, gets into a one-on-one with Seismo. Manages to hold him. A charge thrown. Griggs comes around. Fonz needs to run. He doesn't realize the charge has been thrown. Fonz is dead. There he goes. Pogo underscore coming around. Op4 do not have a lot of numbers left. 27 seconds. Mittens gets knocked out. I think Green 4 are going to hold. Holy crap, in a bizarre twist of events, Green 4 has somehow clutched it with 16 seconds remaining. Op4 only has about 6 or so guys left alive. Green Shade coming in. Mag dunks Kabubi, but isn't able to get the kill. Shade taking his handgun out, gets the kill there. Shy's gonna come around and kill Shade. He doesn't see him. Shade spots Shy. Gets the knockout. Ash is going to come around and finish him, though. Right? There it is. Mittens wakes back up. He's pulled back. Then did some medical. 16 seconds. 5 Op4 remaining. Green 4 has double that. And they've got the VTR Hilux doing work for him. Mittens breaches. Yeah, just let him go. Okay. Get the box. Tap the box. Tap the box. No, Mittens. Oh, beautiful drop shot there by Mittens. Mittens, come on. Come on. You just need 16 seconds, Mittens. Mittens, please. Okay. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, Seasmo might stop it! Oh my god.
No.
Simon Grenfer.
Wow. If he just touched it, he might have had the time to actually... Oh, it's just up to Katz and Roofy and Mackenzie. 7 seconds left on that terminal. If there's one more touch, I think Op4 will get it. Green 4 saying they're on edge about this right now.
Go in to the terminal. Like I'm saying.
Fred's still camping on the BTR. I would do the same. He's got great overwatch right here in this position. Mackenzie is a medic. If he could find AT and hit that Vic, though, that would greatly help his friends. He throws some grenades. Grenades might actually cook off the Hilux. And there's the cook-off. Yep. Fred gets out. He's angry. But look at this. Green 4 has multiple people on the terminal. There needs to be explosives thrown in here to clean them out. We do have an explosive specialist still in play, though. Mackenzie trying to get Perstrowski here. Doesn't manage to get the kill. He's going to fold back. Okay, come on. That was funny. That was pretty funny. He literally just deleted that man's face with bullets. Oh my god. This is now a 2 versus 3, 6, 8 with 7 seconds left on the clock.
for the terminal. There's still 22 minutes of the game left, but I don't know how Op 4 can win this one. Green 4, they just have a solid defense here. Christ, 3 people died behind this windmill. Is that Command? Because I saw Command drive right. Oh my god, it is totally Command. With 2 other people with lawn ranges, and they all just got freaking annihilated up there. I would say they need 1 person to come in from the south, 1 person to go around and try to get it from the west. Their best angle of insertion will be on the western side, but they have to go for some kills here. Yeah, they know each other are there, so they're popping grenades. Oh my god, that landed right on top of him and also hurt Cats. But I think Fred also got blown up by the other one. That was a grenade trade. That was actually a grenade trade. That's amazing. Not amazing for Op 4, though. Now it's 1v7. Cat's getting on one-on-one with Curie. Trying to do that back and forth. Another grenade. There it is. That is a win on Green 4. Hot damn. May the force of Adriano be with him. Not today, Korvac. Not today. That was a great fight. All right, guys. That concludes round 2. We'll be back for round 3 in moments. That was pretty damn close, admittedly. All right. Let's go ahead and get back up in the channel here. Let me refresh the Twitch page. Let's go ahead and change up our commands. Hula is the last one. Let's see. Mission. It's an ad sector. Op 4 gets a 10% number advantage here.
Hello.
What's up?
I would like to say a big thanks to Katy Perry.
Okay.
Anyway, what was your response to my question before the rant?
I personally wouldn't, because I know you.
That's fair. I bet all your chat were in agreement.
I wasn't really reading chat.
Well, then that means they were. Ignorance is bliss. Thank you, chat, for saying yes.
And again, thanks to Katy Perry. I'm going in for the 3rd round. Love you.
Have fun. So Blue 4 only has 1 vehicle asset here. Don't worry about it. It's Dream being Dream. Unfathomably based flying. Oh my god. Yes, the helicopter skills last round were also pretty amazing, admittedly. I know. I'm absolutely heartless. All right. I will BRB 1 second. I gotta go refill the water glass.
Okay, I appreciate it. I'm muting myself. We'll keep this on going for round 3. All right, so 2 days ago I made 2 turkey legs. I'm reheating the other one in the oven right now, and it's gonna pretty much stay in there till it's ready at 170 degrees. So, alrighty. I also checked on the fermentation for the mead and the cider I set up yesterday. A little worried about the cider because it wasn't showing a lot of activity compared to the mead, but I also realized that the mead mixture was warmer than the cider mixture, which is why there's so much activity in there right now, but the cider mixture is slowly gaining more and more activity, so that should be fine, but both are active because both have a pretty healthy layer of foam up top. So we'll see how all that goes. Looking on the roster here, attackers are going to be Op 4, so I assume Standy and Pepega are going to be on Blue 4 for this one. They've got a majority of the people slotted. We'll see how the rest of this goes.
Send in goat
Right,
team
05s,
6
thank you.
now.
Hope you enjoy your home brew.
Justy, I appreciate it. I have the dates written down right now. So 20th was yesterday. That's when they were bottled. Mead is going to take roughly... I calculated these. I forget the exact time frames, but on the 1st of December, it should be done fermenting because it takes about 6 weeks to ferment because I'm doing about 2.5 gallons per. Might be a little less, but you just got to watch, see when it stops bubbling. And then it should be ready to drink by March, January, February, yeah, the 1st of March. And then cider, you can drink it as soon as it's done fermenting, but it's best to let it wait a month, so that'll be ready by the end of the year. So it'll be fun. I've got 3 more, technically 6 1-gallon glass jugs coming in because I want to bottle stuff. But I also have 3 more stoppers for fermenting, so if I'm really going to get into this, then I might as well get into it, but that'll be fun. Just a lot of long-term stuff there, so. Dixie yelling Cadia. We do have a 40k op later today. Nordic, how you doing? So, a lot of stuff going on. But I do love cider, so I might as well start looking into how to make my own. You just woke up? All right, Nordic. If you're quick, you might be able to make it for FNF round 3 if you want. Considering the 50-minute safe start and another few minutes in here in the map screen, yeah, you should have time. As long as your computer boots quickly. But yeah, for dinner, I think I'm going to have a nice turkey leg. Because I already had the rest of my fish and chips. No, this weekend I'll probably make some shepherd's pie. Nordic saying it doesn't. Righto, man. Well, good luck to you nonetheless. Now we're just waiting for this all to get started. And we just dipped a little below 100, but that's a-okay in terms of player count. That's fine. Usually round 3 does that. Will there ever be a 40k themed FNF? I don't think so. They are doing some Halloween themed FNF, and they are doing some Vietnam FNF soon. That's all coming within the next month or so. And I know OFCRA did some Warhammer 40k themed PvP, but I don't think we'll ever see it in large scale. We only saw it in their small scale stuff. Malin is part of the FNF dev group, so yeah, if he says no, then it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
But that's okay. We cover what we can. And we're just waiting for this third round to start. But at this point, or at this rate, we'll probably be free in about an hour, give or take. And we'll see how things go. But I would say Malin is the person to ask, so for any questions regarding FNF. But again, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have a 40k op, and then after that, I might do some more Fallout. Or we might go on a random DayZ server that's public and check out Livonia and get murdered a few times. Do I play squad? No. Again, I have to be really conservative over my time because I have a lot to do in the background. Because Arma 3 Zeusing, I mean, you Zeus it, you make the mission, you edit the footage, you manage the communities that you work with. That all takes a lot of time per week, unfortunately. Any 3-faction PvP? We have done 3-faction PvP in FNF in the past, Stephonics. What's taking this round so long? I think they're arguing over the number advantage, which if it's 10%, then it's, you know, around 10, because 10% of 100 is 10. Prepping more helos. Yes, Malin, let's have more helicopter PvP and give them more AA missiles. Just so the water in the trees can kill them again. That's going to be a meme. Pizzas are to die for. Medical zones. What, medical calzones? You know what? I'm not going to question it. All right, it's another classic. All right, I don't mean to be rude when I say this, but I swear to God, over the past 3 months, I have seen this exact AO done in FNF and OFCRA at least like 3 or 4 times by now. It's a lot. But anyway, Op4 has a choice of spawning between the northern and the southern sides. It's going to be a small AO. Not a lot of vehicle assets, but we'll see how things go. But there are the SSRs for the attackers to use. Then Blue 4 can just hold things on the airfield itself. I'll be honest, though, I think Blue 4's best bet would be to make a tiered defense on this hill, because if you have enough people, you can fortify the hell out of this, and there's a lot of open area around it. There's another hill right here that you can also defend with, and that should work out well for him. Yeah, I'm going to keep betting on defense. That's fair. I'm going to be honest, in FNF, I haven't really seen a direct correlation on the defenders or the attackers always winning. Usually it depends on the commanders, the plan, and who the players are on either side. Oh, I'd love to see a PvP where it's zombie players versus armed players. I've done that in the past. It's usually pretty fun. And then if the players with guns die, they change to the zombie faction. Those are always fun. Also, Don, I'm assuming you're the one that put up the prediction, but if it was someone else, thank you. Appreciate it. They might be going through announcements right now. All right. I think we're good to go. Let's hit all of our commands here and get started. So, this mission is as follows, made by Eric. Background. It is our understanding that pizzas are being smuggled in medical crates. The OP4 hood has evidence of a pizza bakery of mass production disguised as a medical radar outpost. It is to OP4 to capture the outpost and the nearby airport. Notes, none. Mission rules. Do not fortify inside sectors. Do not fortify at safe zone 2. Interesting. Game mode is add sector. So as long as the attackers have more people in the sector than the defenders, a timer will start counting down to take the sector, and I believe it's 90 seconds. Could be wrong, though. Otherwise, that is it for the game mode. Mission variables are as follows. 50-minute round for 50-minute save start. 1,000-meter render distance. Defender fortified points is 2,000. Interest. Excuse me, 200. Oh, my God. 200 and 2,000. Very different there. But nope, 200, so a little 75 points over the default 125 that's given. No magnified optics nor NVGs. Medium anti-tank settings are both 2 AT rounds per launcher per side. We'll start with OP4 first. Their uniform is the Russian Cossack uniforms. Breaking things down, platoon lead, platoon sergeant, squad leader, team lead, auto rifleman assistant, grenadier, grenadier IR. They have Hunt IR rounds, which is why they're the IR, because it's called Hunt IR. They're 40mm camera grenades you fire into the air, and they give you a nice bird's eye view of the AO. Machine gunner assistant, the guys now exclusively in Delta. Combat engineer that has a choice of 4 different types of explosives. 4 tripwire mines, of which 2 are HE and 2 are flare. 3 AT mines, 2 explosive satchels, and 4 explosive charges. Light anti-tank, medium anti-tank, 1 assistant, 2 an assistant don't exist anymore. RI, RIS, and SMP don't exist anymore either. DMR is going to be an SVD for OP4. Crew lead, crewmen, pilots, medics, and the base kit. Loadouts for them are going to be AK-74s or AKSs. MP443 Garages as their secondary. RPKs for their light machine gunners. Machine gunners in Delta. The medium machine gunners get PKPs. Light anti-tank is going to be an RPG-7B2, which might be reloadable. PP-2000s as crew and aviation kits or an AKS in terms of their choice of weapon. And otherwise, they get 1 UH-1H armed with 2 door gunners, 1,000 rounds per door gun, chambered in 7.62 by 51 NATO. 8 open UAZ transports that carry 7 people, 4 closed UAZ transports that also carry 7 people each, 4 gas transport trucks, and a BRDM with the KPVT turret. Looking at their roster here, we have Depso commanding, Tymek as the 2IC, Mackenzie as the platoon medic, Wayne leading Alpha with Altarian leading Alpha 2, with Lonero, Daedalur, Flaninja, Zombie Forever Zally, and Skits under him, Ash leading Bravo. There's no Alpha 1, interesting. With Wheaton as the 2IC, Jabby as the marksman, and Banks as the medic. Bluck leading Bravo Wolf, Major Con, Eric Kiru, Pogo, _ Ezio, Wombat, and Idiot Wolf. Bravo 2 being led by NASA. Stay off normal. Yeah, so that's just to remind everyone. NASA leading Bravo 2 with Demovar, Rigel, Ivno, Green Shade, and Kermit under him. Steve leading Charlie with Kabubi Face as his 2IC. Korvac as the marksman, Misfit as the squad medic. Looks like they've merged some Charlie under him. It's Vagrant Fred and Snapperino joining him. Delta leading Shy leading Delta with Mutant leading Delta 1. Originally, I had to deny it as it broke Geneva Conventions. Don't ask how. Okay, interesting. Didn't realize that was criteria, but Mutant leading Olaf Berg and Seismo under him. Delta 2 being led by Patriot, Rufy, and Waldo under him. Sam is going to be leading Slushy and Twin, Slushy being the medium anti-tank gunner with the RPG-32. Helios being a vehicle crew with Arcor and Revoke, probably for the BRDM, and Dream and Curie and Reapers leading... I think it's Dream leading, actually, but they're going to be flying the Huey, and he's going to have either co-pilot and 1 door gunner or 2 door gunners. Probably 2 door gunners, knowing how FNF works. So not a bad group over there. They might go on the southern side. There's no special rules that forces them to split. Otherwise, Blue 4's vehicles and groups are as follow. Blue 4's uniforms are the modern Army American multicam camouflage kits. Their marksmen are going to be having Mark 11s, just visually confirming that because it's not on the roster page. But they get a choice of either M4s or M16s. Glock 17s as their secondary. Light machine gunners get the M249. Medium machine gunners get the 240 Golf. Light anti-tank is going to be the single-shot disposable M136. Crew and aviation get an MP7 or an M4A1. Assets include a Super Hercules, which I'm assuming is a prop. An Antov, which is probably another prop. A UN
M2 Humvee, which appears to be usable. And then we have the rest of these, which I'm assuming are also stacks, but they did mention the 113 is also drivable. Kind of useless, though, since it's unarmed, but that is just my opinion. Looking over on their roster, Blue 4 is going to be led by Newton with Pete as the 2IC. Alpha 1 doesn't appear to have an alpha lead, so it's just Martinez leading Heartseer, Rufus, Alipoos, Khalil, and Blast. Alpha 2 being led by Pingus with Albersik. I always butcher his name. Gronska and Petrovsky. Bayant leading Charlie with Keen as the 2IC. Kakir as the marksman. Novix as the medic. Armagees leading Charlie 1 with Bromson, Whiplash, Iander, Kazuel, Roster, and Michael. Charlie 2 being led by Nas with Nemesis, Dobbs, Katz, Cullis, and Flying Finn. Delta being led by Mitten with Jack, Pierce, Fonz, Morgan, and Lord Margit. I think they all merged under Delta. That's some of Delta 1's element, so Delta 2 has Norris, Iqbal, and Cliff under that group. Echo has a full team of Solomons leading Crazy as the medium anti-tank gunner, and Cameron and Gogu as assistants for additional AT, and then their Gamma crew for the vehicle, which I'm assuming is the M2 Humvee, is going to be Lurch, Hamilton, and Ghost, which I'm not sure they need a third person for that, but you never know. Otherwise, that is that. Sector 1 here is this large area. Really difficult to hold this entire area here, because now you just have to stop your attackers from getting people in the sector itself, because if they have more people than you, then they will start to capture it. So I've seen this AO held time and time again. The best way to hold it is to have forces on the outside holding these little hilltop areas. So it's really tough to hold this position. I wouldn't even really recommend it. Apparently, in some sectors, they're not even allowed to fortify, so I would just scrap that sector entirely. And again, I would put forces on this hill to hold these open areas around, and then put the rest of your forces over here, because this is a much more defensive area. A lot of open areas to work with. Attackers, though, they've got some really I forget the word, but notice how when you're right up here, you don't have a lot of stuff up there that can fire down and look at you. So they got a lot of cover with the ground to work with going up. But Sector 3 is up here, and then Sector 2 is that actual facility, so I don't know. We'll see how Blue 4 decides to hold this. Both sides have some really good players, but the Scandi Recon Papega combo are on defense this time around, which isn't their strong suit, but they still manage to do well with that. And then the attackers, if they all come from one direction, I'd imagine they would hit the airfield first and then push, or they might go for the stronger objective first and then try to push around. So we'll just have to see how that goes. But overall, what are your guys' opinions? Because that's just what I got. Just considering the numbers, Blue 4 we're down to Delta, and then you have these 3 extra groups. Op 4, meanwhile, you just get to the start of Delta, and then you have all those extra groups. So Op 4 literally has an extra, like, 7 people for their number advantage, which, you know, if this is a 98-person server, that means this is roughly 49 to 42, give or take. No, it would be possibly 51 to 42 or something. Math is not my strong suit here, but, you know, it's about that range in difference of players there. Yeah, I do agree. Blue 4, if they do split their forces apart, they probably won't have enough to hold this top area here, and that's exactly what we saw with the first round. The defenders stretched themselves too thin by having a full squad outside of that sector. I just watched a dude jump from that tower. And I think they just screwed themselves over at that point, so I don't know. I honestly don't know here, because if Blue 4 decides to hold, I think that's an early indication, but we still see this force right here, so if we're going to base it off of
6 now,
the first round, then yeah, I think the defenders are in trouble, but you also have to remember the variables here. Pierce was going to do a battle line in, and that might not have worked. Scandi Recon Papega broke away from that plan and attacked from a different angle, which got them their in, which made the defenders collapse in on themselves, which allowed the rest of the force to push in,
because Kiri, who was defending, did the proper thing and started attacking with the squad on the flank. So basing round 1's result for this round might not be the best call, because now you have the force that made that decision that pretty much won it for the attackers now on the defensive side. So if the attackers assault sectors 2 and 3, what's stopping this force from doing that flank attack again? But then the attackers don't have that force go around and break in for them, you know? But Haz, again, thanks for the Twitch Prime sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. And Devour, how are you doing, buddy? Really, what round 1 showed us is in the heat of the moment, it's really easy to break through, but in the prep phase like this, we don't know which way it's going to go. Both Pepega and Scandy are in the same squad on Blue 4, operating under Charlie, I believe. Yep, so all of these guys, it's a mix of Pepega and Scandy players. And they did that so they could operate as a full squad. And then some people have already come in and complained about it because that's 2 of the best communities in the game that normally cancel each other out when they fight against each other, instead working together. And I guess for the record, considering the wins right now, no, because Green 4 won last round and Pepega and Scandy were on the attacking side. So you can't claim Pepega and Scandy have had a perfect score tonight because they haven't. Yeah, right out, Devour. So they don't decide the winners here, so we're just going to have to see how things go. Alrighty. Op 4, I mean, we have Ash coming over to look at the northern sector. I mean, I could see Op 4 putting a squad on the northern side and opening that flank attack on this sector if they go for sectors 2 and 3 first, because that would just be recreating that previous strategy to go with. However, Blue 4, I would love to see their M2 Humvee rush a counterattack immediately to try to see if they can snipe anything. Now, we rarely see it, but when the defense faction has a fast-moving 50 cal Vic, if they counterattack it, they usually have a 50-50 chance of winning the round just because of that action, because sometimes the Vic runs into a transport truck filled with dudes, and then that big caliber gun can tear through the vehicle, score a massive amount of kills, and sway the number advantage early on in the defender's favor. And that almost always turns it around. The only times it doesn't work is when this vehicle doing the counterattack is intercepted early, or it's unable to find the targets, but usually when it's able to engage something, and that something is unable to engage back, the defenders, I once calculated out, they have like a 80 or 90% chance to win if this Vic is able to find one Vic and kill at least 5 dudes, I think is what I calculated it to. Looking back on 5 or 10 times where it did happen over the course of 2 years. So it's rare that we see it happen because usually the defender keeps his vehicles to himself, but when he wants to go aggressive with them, it sometimes works out. And if it does work out and he gets what he wants, they can usually turn it around. Now, that is a phenomenon unique to FNF. I've seen it happen a lot more in OFCRA, but for some reason for OFCRA, it has no correlation. In fact, when I compared the numbers a while ago, I found the opposite to be true. If the defenders rushed out with Vix and got multi-kills and swayed the numbers early on, for whatever reason, the attackers then reconsolidated their force and then were more likely to win because of a reaction to that action. Now, for OFCRA, it's a longer round, there's a lot more going on, and now there's a lot more people that play OFCRA compared to FNF, so getting that first kill and getting that first squad eliminated isn't weighing as much compared to FNF, but it is an interesting fascination, I'd say. What I'm saying is maybe, maybe not. I'm only saying if Blue 4 does it a certain way, they have a very high chance to win, but that falls on luck of whether or not that Vic is going to find something to eliminate in the first place. So I guess, yes, if you want to break down what I'm saying, it's just a matter of, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda, will this potentially happen? And, ooh. So Op4 has decided to break off some of its infantry to have them come up from the northern side, but they are breaking them off to go in 2 separate directions, meaning Op4 is going to potentially try to attack 2 AOs on different angles. I would not recommend the attackers split themselves that way, because that's just going to help them defeat themselves in detail. But if Blue 4 does the same split, it just means that there's not going to be any number advantage on any specific side, and that could get messy. But here's what I like to see right now. Op4 are mounting up in various vehicles, and the Humvee is barreling down. We could see something happen here. I'd love to see that Humvee come around and go right in Op4 spawn and then try to follow through. Come on. Because there's some juicy targets here. Whoa, no, what are you doing? No! No, oh, you, okay, wait, you might have noticed. It's gonna slow him down a little bit, but he's got a juicy convoy. Why'd you stop? I'm gonna level with you, buddy. If you were able to get all the way down there in about 1.5 kilometer drive, and you didn't run into anything because their spawn point is within 300 meters of this position, they're not coming down here. Oh, tactically this pisses me off. If you did not run into them driving down that way, they're not going down there. Ay. So Op4, it looks like they're going to have either this force group up with this force and just make a battle line right here and open up 2 different attack waves here. And then hit in the strong sector and then go to Sector 1. So basically emulating what happened in Sector 1. They already have their Huey flying over the AO as well. It's flying high, though. Humvee is not going to have an opportunity to get any early snipes because Op4's already arrived on their dismount point. And that sucks, too, because that Humvee could have chased them down. But it decided to stop instead. And then we have a small reconnaissance team up here, which I believe this is the AT team. Yep. So what this is, they just rain AT rounds on this area, but look at the amount of defenders you have right here. Blue 4's also sent Charlie 2 off to the right. Holy crap, Blue 4 is really spread out here. 2 well-placed attacks, I think, could break through pretty easily. With a BRDM covering one of the attacks and a Huey? Yeah. I don't know. AT hitting that bunker. Let's wave at him.
Let's walk slowly out of here.
Let's walk slowly. Took the building out.
Now that was fun.
So I enter the AT god is like, oh, that's cute. Give me another. That's pretty damn funny. I wonder if he's going to be provoked. He prepped it. They do have a marksman up here with the Mark 11.
What red rocks, dude?
Direct south, what they said.
Especially
They did get hit, actually.
Yeah, you missed, man.
Yeah, but if you hit them directly, then it doesn't matter.
Listen, if you manage to hit someone that's just standing in...
Hit him directly, they're gonna die instantly. This will blow up the radio tower. Well, they're shooting at us.
They're already shooting at you.
Well, that one was
Yeah, so they're gonna sandwich this AO here.
if he did, then smoke him out.
Alright, so now you're just gonna have shots on all sides here. Raposo trying to get some marksman shots. I think some shots laying in front of him though, so he's pulling back off that open rock.
Hotel, be advised, there is enemies on the dome on the mountainside next to it. Can you proceed to take them out?
So he's trying to call in air support to do gun runs on it. BRDM's now coming around, but the M2 Vic is now starting to come along the rear. They found the dismount point, but Op4 is so broken apart, I don't think that Vic's going to be too useful anymore on this angle. Charlie 2 is now collapsing on the right flank here. Into this attack, they might be able to get on a position and flank Bravo as they move up. This is a pretty sizable force, and this is also the OFCRA guys, who I'd say are the third best community on right now. Got some small firefighting down here. Got Hotel flying by, trying to do some gun runs. Can't seem to lead their shots, though. Blue 4 also broken apart quite a bit, so airstrikes aren't going to be too useful. Do have some GLs being placed up here as Op4 slowly advance. Grenades being thrown overhead. That one's going to get Novix. Another guy just got taken out right there. Blue 4 on the flank. Nemesis trying to take Demovar out. That's an LMG, isn't it? Yep. Nemesis can just keep shooting with that damn thing. This attack I'm a little worried about because we got this counterattack forming around. We do have some Op4 on the rear that could stop him, but this could go either way. The southern attack needs to follow suit here. If they were both being timed at the same time, then it would be effective, but there's time here for Blue 4 to do a proper flank here and eliminate most of this attack. Now we got 3 guys coming along right here. They could catch Nafs and Dobbs out, but this attack's gonna be stopped, but we got guys right on top of this position. Look at this Newton though. Right on top of these guys, he's timing a grenade, gets it right on top of Zally, kills Zally, knocks Zombie on his feet. Newton throwing another grenade, perfect positioning, and gets them both. Great use of grenades by Newton. And he can just go up, loot their grenades, and keep going, but that's the exact type of play you gotta make to get those kills. So great flank attack there. Let's see if Blue 4 can keep it up. More grenades being thrown up by Op4 on the attacking side. Ivno tried to come out. He traded with Nemesis. Both are unconscious. Dobbs and Nafs pushing around. Looks like they've eliminated most of the Op4 guys coming around on that flank. Yeah, the man was timing the grenades too. He definitely knew what he was doing. And to good effect too. Now you're going to start seeing people disconnect as it is round 3 and people want to be done for the night. Ivno woke back up. He's taking fire. Nemesis. Looks like Ivno actually woke up and got some more kills there. Or these guys are just picked off at various angles. But this attack is starting to falter. Now you're having Op Force starting to enter from the south. But for some reason, some forces are staying back on reserve. That's Delta. But you now have the M250 cal Humvee Vic around, trying to pick people off as Op Force are slowly advancing up on this hill. So they still might get their foothold in. On the actual objectives, they're okay. Blue Force still has a small garrison right here. There's Sector 3 being captured because there's only one guy in it. So we might see Blue Force now try to turn around and hold the sector. Still got that helicopter strafing people. Meanwhile, Sector 2 has quite a few people inside of it. So they're holding what they can. Sector 3 no longer being captured now. It is being captured because Op Force pushing more guys in. Kazuel gets taken out. Bayant trying to throw a grenade. It is short, though. Trying to pick off Vagrant. Unable to land the kill. Sector 3 no longer being captured. Now it is being captured again because more people are entering and leaving. That resets the timer, though, on that side. An explosive goes off. Another explosive goes off. Doesn't really affect Op 4's number, though. Unarmed 113 is now in. For what reason, I do not know, but now Sector is being captured again. More explosives being thrown on all sides. So I guess Pete just decided to pull that out of the AO here. Southern attack. I guess these guys are now going to break off and go to the airfield there, breaking them apart further. But I think Blue 4 could weather this attack. Roster gets flanked by Misfit and taken out. Sector is about 30 seconds away from being captured, if not less. This northern attack on the right side's been mostly taken out. The left side still trying to push in. They're holding just at the base of the sector, but you got some people starting to clear buildings out on Sector 2. But as soon as Sector 3 falls, this group will be able to fight through and get to the next sector. But both sides really have broken their infantry apart. There's Sector 3 officially taken. There's just not a lot going here. Cat's taking fire from Banks as he pushes up. Another explosive detonates. Cullis, Ivno double taps Cullis there. Dobbs in a one-on-one with Banks. Banks throws a grenade. It lands just short, but is Dobbs going to advance into it? No, he does not. I don't know what Pete's doing. He pulled the 113 back, and now he got out of it. He's over here now. That was a weird call. Armagesus up here, one of the best players in FNF. Just trying to hold the fort down as Op 4 advances. We almost see some red on red right there. Thankfully, they missed their shots. Green Shade doing a one-man war here. He knocked Pingus out. He's getting medicked. Now you got Khalil coming down here. Sector 2 is now being captured. Green Shade holding the door. Pete pulled back on the 113. Now he's on fire. And he's on con. Armagesus got into a 2v1 and lost that. Blue 4 are starting to get encircled here as multiple forces come through various areas. AT hits the wheel of the Humvee. Ivno trying to get more AT on it. Trying to find an angle. That's another hit. Engine's disabled. They're going to bail out. Op 4, I think, have the numbers here. Blue 4 have been losing a few guys over here. We're seeing another strafing run come down. Pete still on fire. Just follow the screams and smoke. GL's going in. Looks like Green Shade got taken out. Fun fact, if they're still burning, you can double tap them. Blue 4 do not have a lot right here. We're seeing a bit of a CQC right here, but Hamilton taken out by Ivno. Banks coming around as well. Might spot Lurch. And he's taken out. Fred checking the Vic. Pete wakes back up again. Fred, for whatever reason, decides to run in, and now that Vic's destroyed. Seen some suppressive fire going on this building. I mean, we could just see it satcheled. But Op4 just needs to get a handful of dudes, like 2 more dudes in here. They should be able to take it. Peak just got walked up on by Fred and double tapped. BRDM up here. Does Blue 4 have AT? They do not. They could find some, though. We'll see. Raposo coming around. And it looks like Op4 are sending in the rest of their reserves on the southern side. They're going to take this sector and then sweep over to the airfield. And there's Sector 2's countdown starting. BRDM randomly suppressing. That's not going to be super duper helpful here. Got some flanking fire from up there, hitting into the second story. He's taken out. Give it time, this sector will be taken. Not sure if Snapperino was firing at his own dudes or maybe just double tapping bodies. We're down to 2 up here. 1 as Kabubi blows someone's face off. It's up to Khalil. Comes around, tries to vault down. Asking who is alive. He's the last one, though. Shoots Fred in the ass.
In the bunker.
What Khalil needs to do is kill as many people. Well, Olaf found a grenade. Olaf dies to the grenade. Anyway. And there goes Korvac. And there goes Dobbs. Anyway. Cats is, oh no, we still have Raposo up here as a marksman. Trying to be stealth here. Op4, I think, have the numbers to push through. It's going to be a bit of a tough fight, but it could be done. Cats, I think, has used his AT. He's marked as an AT guy. Tymek double tapping the other guy down there. Korvac getting shot. Tymek might realize that he's right below him. Dun, 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 dun. And there we go. What will Raposo do? Op4, meanwhile, pushing up with a few guys remaining, trying to engage this garrison back here. You're seeing the BRDM also firing at them. Raposo pulling back as Banks pulls up. So we're just seeing some suppressive fire going down right here. As Blue 4 has 4 dudes holding the northeastern side of the runway here. Justin, we've got a NOP at 8 o'clock. It's another Warhammer 40k one. And then after that, probably some more Fallout. Just to relax, enjoy Friday. And then tomorrow, we'll do some DayZ. Probably on Livonia. So these 4 are pulling back. Meanwhile, we got a marksman. Poser didn't get any kills there, but he watched Tymek mount up in that Ural, and I guess the rest of these guys are going to run over. Hold up. Oh, please tell me you're going to air cap dudes in. Do something stupid. All right. Hey, Finn, how you doing? So Echo is leading the charge here. I think because he hears the Ural. Mount up. Come on, mount up. I want this to literally, like, land on the sector. Don't get me started right now. Come on, it's F&F round 3. I'd argue it's like a 2-to-1 advantage right now for Blue 4 to Red 4. They still have an entire, well, half a squad and half another group down, but...
So, let's get more warm up.
Oh my god, please. Why are you landing on the runway? You got a kill.
We've got enemies that have landed, a bunch of enemies west.
Hey, Blocks, thanks. What were you doing, my man? All right, so they're gonna run around here. They're gonna pull attention away from that side. You got Echo running around on the north as well. No cover, best cover, exactly. BRDM trying to hit on the left side of this compound. Oh, and there we go. Raposo on the rear here. He's shooting at the helicopter. All right, let's see if this strike team here can do anything. I'd love to also see Echo get some pickoffs here as well. Hey, Redo Blocks, Onward 1.7 for what specifically? If you don't mind me asking. If it's armor related, then I apologize. I'm very dumb. Twins trying to get a knockout on that Blue 4 guy out here. Gets a hit on Iqbal as he pulls back. But Blue 4's only down to, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 9 people. Op 4, meanwhile, don't know. It's a VR game? Gotcha. Nice, man. VR is something I always say I'm going to get into. I have all the equipment. I've done a few streams with it, but it just takes a lot of time for me to set up personally. Now you got the chopper gun trying to hit Iqbal here. It's hitting him a few times, actually. That's another hit. And now it's returning fire. They're still all good. BRDM charging down the airfield here. Does a turn in. Gotcha, Blocks, gotcha. I can imagine. Once you turn a casual thing you like doing or a hobby into a profession, it does sour it quite a bit. I've been there. All right, BRDM providing cover for these 3 guys to run up. Rest of the infantry are right now. I mean, they have the numbers. If they just all got in the sector, they should be good to take it. This will be over in 5 minutes. Are they landing the helicopter to also run in as infantry? Oh my god. Yes, they are. Might be out of ammo. And that baited Pierce to fire at the helicopter instead of people coming out because they didn't cut the engine. Dream trying to get Gogu here. BRDM engaging. You got Mittens running around. Slushy almost gets Salmon crossfire. That's funny. Gogu's still up here, trying to get Reapers. That grenade's gonna probably, double tap him. Another grenade goes over, might get Kiri. Kiri manages to put some distance, though. Banks right on top of Gogu, and Gogu gets him only to get headshotted by Valtarian there. And Blue 4 is just running out of numbers. If we see Op 4 start to get, let's see, 2 more dudes in the sector, it'll start getting counted down. AT fired off. BRDM pushing infantry, gets Solomon. Now we're going to see the sector start counting down because Solomon's just got hit. There's the double tap. And I think it's over. All right, guys, we will be back in 2 hours for an Arma 3 Warhammer 40k Zeus op, courtesy of moi, with the 50th Mommy Legion. Vix isn't here, so I can call it all I want. Oh my gosh, a thermite grenade just went off. 30 seconds. And I think Blue 4 knows it. And then we'll be messing around on some Fallout, or I might do Daisy. Who knows? I'm still on the fence about either. We'll see what everyone's feeling and what I'm feeling. Grenade thrown up into Pierce's building. There goes Pierce. And Lord gets killed off just before the timer finishes. So that's going to be Blue 4 eliminated, but Op 4 still wins by capturing all sectors. No, I forgot Raposo was still alive. All right, that is that. Thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Forge Pog was yesterday. It's on Thursdays, not Fridays, buddy. Otherwise, cheers, have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you in 2 hours.